Hello, lovelies. Welcome back to my channel, the Sister Talk with Nkabs. And please don't forget to comment down below after listening to this piece that I'm going to share with you today. So I was sitting and thinking, have you ever noticed that every one of us puts on the pants the same way every morning? There's nobody who's doing it differently. You do it the same way. And also, if you are a woman, have you noticed how we don't like wearing bra? Have you noticed how after a long day, a bra is just tedious? It's tiring to all of us. You know what that means? It means we're all dealing with the same thing. We are all dealing with the same things. So if you're going to sit there and be feeling sorry to yourself and wondering, why is this happening to me, why is that person looking like they have money, and that is the problem. And as you're saying, why does it look like they have money? Maybe they don't. Maybe they're just winging it like we all do. So all I'm saying is, today as you go on into the world, think positive. Look out there and smile, listen to the birds chirping, and just tell yourself, you know what? I will overcome. We will all overcome. So we're all going through the same things, honestly. So I came to you today thinking, you know what? We have all been through some sort of an experience. Some of those experiences are not, you think, you know what, this was too personal, and no, it wasn't. We have all traveled. We have all been to, when I say travel, I mean travel with imagination. Travel because you're going through whatever that you are going through. So I was thinking to myself, I've been through so many things. I have been to a point where I couldn't even afford a loaf of bread. And when I tell people that, some people choose not to believe, they're like, no, you. And I'm like, yes. But you know what the problem was? The difference. The difference is, I knew that I don't afford the loaf of bread, but guess what? So are they. So is someone somewhere. You know what I always say is that it is 5 o'clock somewhere. So if I'm sitting here feeling sorry for myself, thinking, oh my God, why is this happening to me? What I'm going to do is I'm going to depress myself. Maybe I shouldn't use the word depressed because it might be a touchy subject to someone. But, and I'm saying that because I don't know anything about depression like that. I wouldn't say I've experienced it, but I know that there are other people out there who have gone through what I went through, and they said, this is it, this is the end. And guess what? It is never the end. It is never the end. If it's anything, swim against the tide. Tell yourself, I will survive. Tell yourself, I will make it. I will go through this wind or the rain. And you will. You will. The other day I was driving home where I come from the city, and there was a part somewhere where it was raining heavily, raining with wind, with lightning, with thunder. It was thunderstorm. And I was going with a friend. I was with a friend in the car, and we started driving slow. I was scared, but I decided, because I have heard, if other people talk, listen. Don't listen just to entertain yourself or to judge or whatever, or just think, what they are dealing. We are all dealing, bruh. We are all dealing. So I remember at that moment, I remember that I've heard them say, there is a chance that it is raining here, but literally on the next street, I would use street as a form of measuring the distance, but in maybe 500 meters it's not raining, and you'll wonder, what is that? It is just a weather phenomenon. And that's what I did. I pushed slowly, scared, and guess what? As I was pushing, there were cars stopped by the road. People had parked, and I imagined, I think one person parked, and then the other followed, and then the other followed, and everybody was parking. So we were few, very few, like as in few. I think only maybe 2 or 3 cars were going the other way. One was coming the other way. We chose to just go. And then I put storm, wind, and everything. And then we were going as slow as we were going. And guess what? After a short distance, there was the sun. I was driving from Gauteng towards Northwest. So everybody who knows Northwest will know that it gets hot sometimes. So those parts, I think it was getting hot. It was that kind of thing. And I overcame. What I'm trying to say is whatever you are going through this morning, you will overcome. We have all been through something, and this is the line that I'm going to say over and over. And it is because people will be telling you, oh my God, you are so strong. No, I'm not. You know what? You are too. And I mean, if it is being strong, then you also are. So it's not a question of I'm strong, it's just a question of I don't want to accept or to admit the situation. So push and push and push until something happens. That is what they say about prayer. They say pray until something happens. I'm saying push. Push yourself, push your emotions, push your mind, push. Just go. Go. Continue going. Continue going. I have spoken to a woman who was going through a difficult time in her marriage where the husband was beating her, abusive in many, many other ways, and they had 3 kids. And then one day, as life was going, she decided, you know what, I'm going to push back from this man. And on that evening, when this guy came back home, she said, you know, I don't even know also where I took that either power or the might just to say, this is where it ends. And then she stood up to the man. Obviously, the guy was surprised, like, why? What is happening? And she said, you know what, this is enough. Enough, enough, enough. This is where it ends. Remember, these people have 3 kids. 3 kids have grown seeing that pattern. And I used to say to her, do you think you should stay? Don't you feel sorry for the kids? Don't you feel sorry for yourself? So all I'm saying is love yourself enough to live an unhappy situation. Love yourself to push through the storm of life. And I think we shall talk more about these types of situations or these types of relationships where a person is just sitting for the sake of, oh, he's my baby's father. There are men also who are sitting in abusive relationships and they're saying, this is the mother of my kids. Women can be abusive too. Women do abuse people too. It's just that the difference is a woman doesn't have power as much as a man has, but they too can be abusive. So my loving, I'm saying to you, leave if you have to. Move. You're not a tree. Move for the sake of the ones that you love, because if you think you are doubting yourself that you cannot survive, that you cannot do it, guess what? It's only a matter of you taking one foot and putting it in front of the other, and you will see. We will talk more. And as I said earlier, like and comment down below. And also, if you want us to talk about any specific thing, bring up those topics. Let's talk about them. As for now, I love you, my people. Please don't forget to subscribe as well. I love you. Thank you.